Namo Adida Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news that I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading More Than Mindfulness, Widening the Field of Practice by the Monastics of the Thai Forest Sangha. And we're continuing in a talk by Ajahn Sumedho called Mindfulness and the Five Spiritual Faculties. Question. It sounds like mindfulness in the five faculties has an evaluating function to see how the other factors are operating and the results they have. Is that right? Ajahn Sumedho. Yes. It is not focusing on an object anymore, but on the present moment. You are aware when you are dull or when you're putting too much effort into something. It's through that kind of reflective awareness that you begin to have the insight into balance, to have insight into equanimity. This is like bringing mindfulness not just to the objects of crossing the street or reading a book or concentrating on your iPad, but meditation is really bringing that kind of mindfulness to the present moment, bringing mindfulness to the postures of the body, bringing mindfulness to the inhaling and exhaling of one's breath, and bringing mindfulness to the state of mind. You are aware. When people try to meditate, they are stirred up by life. They have busy lives. They have to deal with family issues and office problems and all kinds of personal habit problems that arise. We are aware of objects, so we try to distract ourselves when we are upset, when we are depressed, or when things go wrong. When we are bored, we go to eat or drink something, or talk to a friend on the phone, or surf the internet. We are constantly distracting our attention from the way it is. Say you are in a depressed state, you're feeling sad, lonely, or unloved. Then you try to read an inspiring quote from a sage, or you may indulge in food, cigarettes, and booze. All these are ways of distracting yourself from suffering. But the first noble truth is about understanding suffering. Mindfulness in this sense is being aware that suffering is like this. You're not trying to distract yourself from it or to get rid of it, but you're trying to understand it. This is what bhavana, or meditation, really amounts to. There are a lot of concentration techniques like the samatha, tranquility techniques to calm the mind, to calm the rabid, angry, conscious, thinking mind, to calm emotional excitement or problems by concentrating on an object for a long time through samatha practices. But that's not understanding suffering. It can be skillful. It's like doing yoga or physical exercises or a mental exercise, but it doesn't release you from the reality of the First Noble Truth. It's just a temporary suspension through concentrating on something else. But with mindfulness, you are aware. The Buddha said, there is suffering. It should be understood. So we observe the suffering. It's like this. being bored, being restless, being worried, being guilty. It's like this. You're not judging it, you're not trying to get rid of it, but you are understanding that to be angry or guilt-ridden is like this. In this way, there is mindfulness. You're aware of the way it is in this present moment. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Adida Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.